I watched them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year. So I watched a lot of basketball.
Five-time NBA champ Magic Johnson practically begged Caitlin Clark to seek some advice from Larry Legend.
And I think that he could give her great advice on how to handle this situation because he went through it himself.
And it's the refs, it's the commissioner of the league, it's some of the team owners. They are so stupid and so bad at their jobs in understanding what they have in Caitlin Clark, who is the face of the league.
Larry Bird might have just done what no one else in the WNBA has the guts to do. He's giving Caitlin Clark her own team. Yeah, not some lame brand deal. Not a fake smile with a "we're proud of you" pat on the back. An entire team. And if you really look at what's happening, Bird's fiery public rant, the brutal way Clark's being treated on the court, and the league doing nothing to stop it, it all starts to make sense. This isn't just support. This might be war.
Magic offered her some advice. He advised her to seek some advice from Indiana's own Larry Legend. Now, Larry Bird's easily regarded as one of the best NBA legends ever, so seeking advice from him wouldn't be a bad idea. Because just like Bird, Caitlin was not welcome to the big league with open arms.
Boom. More importantly, the league, the refs, you're going to let people take cheap shots like that over and over and over at the face of your league, the future of the league, the most important player in your league.
Is there a signed deal? A press release? Maybe not yet. But if Larry Bird's hiding a master plan under that Celtics memorabilia back in French Lick, no one would be surprised. And honestly, it might be the only thing that actually makes sense anymore. Because let's be real, we all saw it. Marina Mabrey came out of nowhere and almost rearranged Caitlin's face, right after she'd just been poked in the eye. Like seriously, how much more is this girl supposed to take?
Marina Mabrey, who if you don't know who that is, I've been watching the NBA for 2 years now? She's been on 32 different teams in 2 years. She cries, whines, leaves one team, goes to another, demands trade, shoots threes. She's an irrelevant journeyman. She runs up to Caitlin after the whistle, slams into her, knocks her down. Obvious ejection. An obvious ejection. Marina Mabrey, look in the mirror. The reason that you're going to have any money before the end of your career is number 2-2. Nobody even knew who you were or cared about you till she got in the league. So cheap shot her like that. What are you, dumb?
Bird? He's done playing nice. This is the same guy who stared down the bad boy Pistons and didn't blink. Now he looks like someone just keyed his Bentley and walked off like nothing happened. But instead of begging the league to fix it, Larry's flipping the whole script. No meetings, no handshakes. He's ready to grab a clipboard and build Team Clark from scratch. You want to play dirty? Cool. She'll make her own space, her own locker room, where flying elbows aren't part of the warm-up routine.
I believe it's this entire class of WNBA draftees led by Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, call Larry Bird. Ask him for advice.
Oh, I mean,
Indiana, he's already there.
You don't deserve this, Caitlin Clark. Please go play basketball somewhere else and let this league crumble, man. This is just ridiculous.
Sure, maybe it's all just talk. For now. But when Larry Bird starts naming names, roasting the league's culture, and basically hinting at launching a whole new franchise just to keep Caitlin Clark safe, yeah, people start listening. Screenshots fly, group chats blow up, and suddenly the idea of Team Clark doesn't sound crazy anymore. It sounds like the smartest move in sports. So if you're hooked on Bird's silent war plan, hit that subscribe and comment Bird's word down below. Because trust me, this story, it's just heating up, and the way the WNBA keeps fumbling the biggest star it's ever had. Larry might be the only one left who actually knows what he's doing.
Ratings go down 50% when she's not there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch these box office. If the refs are going to let people have open season on Caitlin, bump her, knock her down, throw her down, cheap shot her, it's time for the fever to wake up like Sophie Cunningham did, say, enough is enough. You're going to do that. You hit us with a feather. We're going to hit you with the crowbar right in the brain. That's what we got to do.
So if Larry Bird's making moves, let's hope Nike's smart enough to answer the call, because someone's going to build around Caitlin Clark. And at this rate, it might be Bird, it might be a startup, hell, it might be Europe. But one thing's clear, it probably won't be the WNBA. Right now, Larry Bird's doing more for Clark than the very league she plays in. And honestly, that's wild. While league execs are monitoring the situation, aka scrolling Twitter and praying it goes away, Bird sounds like he's ready to draw up a 5-year master plan, charter a private jet, and personally coach Caitlin straight into the Hall of Fame.
Caitlin Clark, please leave this league and let it crumble. Please, this league does not deserve you. All this hate from these black people, all this hate from these lesbians, these people in the media, just go play basketball somewhere else. Your fans will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go.
If the WNBA won't build around her, maybe Larry Bird will. Let's be honest. He's defended her harder in one interview than half her teammates have on the court all season. This isn't some casual fan moment. Bird's not just watching the games. He's breaking down film, reading body language, and probably texting someone at Hy-Vee like, y'all want to sponsor a new arena? And remember, this is Larry Bird, the same guy who used to throw elbows at grown men just for looking at him the wrong way.
What's happening in WNBA is what happened when Magic and Bird went to the NBA.
I said from the very beginning, Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird with a... She plays that game. She's Michael Jordan in terms of her influence on moving the needle for this league. But her game is Larry Bird. And it's not just the shooting. You watch her for very long. Her passing is honestly as magnificent as her shooting. She makes the players around her better.
Now he's out here throwing verbal haymakers for a rookie who's been shoved, tripped, eye gouged, and still leads the league in class, composure, and viewership. You don't go that hard unless you see something rare, or unless you're one headline away from launching your own Clark-centered basketball empire. At this point, if Larry Bird shows up courtside wearing sunglasses and holding a clipboard, no one's even blinking. We're just waiting on the announcement, not part owner. Nah, Executive Director of Caitlin Affairs. Step 1, trade every player who's ever cheap-shotted her, and replace them with hoopers who know the difference between basketball and a bar fight.
You were immediately a better player if you were on the court with Larry Bird because he would figure out what you could do, he could see what you couldn't do, and he would get you in a position to highlight and emphasize what you did well, and he would help you succeed in that.
Bird's loyalty? It's not quiet. It's loud, it's proud, and honestly, it's probably one step away from filing an LLC. But let's talk about the moment that lit the fuse, the shove. Yeah, that one. Marina Mabrey with the, oops, didn't see you there while I casually blasted your spine, hit on Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just dirty. It wasn't just uncalled for. It was the kind of move that had every retired legend over 50 yelling at their screen like, when did basketball turn into bad street theater?
I've never seen nothing like this before in my life where a player gets treated this way in sports, man. I've never seen nothing like this ever, man. This is just beyond wow. Like, I'm just beyond my threshold. You don't deserve this, man. You don't deserve it. Straight up. I get the intensity in games and you know, physicality, but this is just too much, man.
And Larry Bird? He didn't just yell, he detonated. Full scorched earth. To him, that wasn't basketball. That was straight up cowardice. His words? The most cowardly act I've seen on a basketball court in decades. This is a guy who played through broken fingers, a wrecked back, and survived the mental warfare of 80s NBA goons. Rodman, Laimbeer, Mahorn, guys who'd elbow you in the throat just to say hi. Even they didn't make Bird this mad, but Marina Mabrey's sneak attack shove on Clark, while she's still blinking out an eye poke like a dazed anime character, that did it. And the craziest part? Everyone else acted like it was no big deal. Fans were livid, sure. But the league? No flagrant, no fine. Not even a basic, hey, maybe don't assault our biggest star email. Just silence.
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
Clark, we gonna deal with this. Let's say you play to your 40, you're 23. That's 17 more. We gonna deal with this for 17 more years? Bro, just Caitlin Clark, just leave. Go play basketball somewhere else, man. We will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go. Let this shit crumble to the ground, man.
WNBA basketball, where anything goes.
Bird felt like he had no choice. Someone had to step up as Caitlin Clark's unofficial bodyguard. Because in today's WNBA, you elbow Clark in the neck, you get high fives. But defend her? Now you're soft, washed, or worse, reasonable. And if you thought the shove was bad, wait till you hear how Marina Mabrey defended it. Did she apologize? Admit maybe, just maybe, blindsiding an injured rookie was low? Nope. That would require something called self-awareness. Instead, she pulled the classic victim card. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Oh, please. Imagine the pain of being held accountable on national TV for cheap-shotting the league's biggest star. And for Bird, that was it. That was the final straw. He wasn't just mad about what happened anymore. He was furious about the attitude, because in Bird's world, legends own their hits. They take the blows, dish them out, and if they cross the line, they say, yeah, that one's on me. They don't whine like they're auditioning for some Netflix teen drama. Bird said Mabry's response reminded him of players who know they can't keep up. So instead of leveling up, they get physical. Translation: if you can't outshoot Clark, just shove her and drop some cryptic quote on IG. But Bird didn't stop there. He didn't just call out the hit. He basically torched her whole resume. Not because she's not tough, but because she thinks reckless equals relevant. And the league letting that slide? Bird sees that as the WNBA flashing a big neon sign that says, we don't value skill, just chaos. And that right there, that's why he's done. That's why he's ready to build something new, a place where Clark can actually compete. Because if this is what the W calls competition, Bird's about to start printing jerseys. Here's where it gets wild, because Larry Bird didn't just defend Caitlin Clark. He basically knighted her. He looked at the chaos, the elbows, the snubs, the shady media, the jealous vets, and still said, she's better than all of us were. Coming from Bird, that's not a compliment. That's basketball royalty handing over the throne and saying, sorry for the mess, Your Highness. Bird sees something dangerous in Clark. Dangerous for the league, that is. He sees his own fire, his own brain, his own broken play turned highlight genius. But then he looks around and realizes, Clark's not just facing defenders. She's fighting a league that can't decide if it wants to celebrate her or sabotage her. Back when Bird was a rookie, yeah, people tried to punk him, but at least they did it to his face. Clark, half the league is going full WWE behind her back. And the refs? They're apparently on a coffee break. That's why Bird's this close to launching his own Clark-powered basketball empire. Because he sees what she could be, not just the best player, but the reason this league survives at all. While everyone else sees a threat to their ego, Bird sees the last hope for pro basketball relevance. And if the W won't protect her, you better believe he's thinking about what happens if he does. Clark's not just a great player. She's a generational weapon. And wasting her prime dodging cheap shots instead of winning titles, Bird calls that basketball malpractice. And here's what really makes him want to hurl a clipboard into orbit. And listen, if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe, because this part, it's insane. The WNBA's complete silence. Marina Mabrey shoves the league's biggest star while she's literally seeing double. And the league goes, wow, that's crazy. No fine, no suspension, no press conference, not even a snarky tweet, just vibes. At this point, someone could body slam Clark mid-layup and probably walk off with a gift card. Bird sees this for what it is, a giant corporate-level shrug. And if you know Larry, you know one thing. He doesn't do apathy. This is the guy who played through back spasms so bad he had to lie flat like a corpse during timeouts. So watching league execs pretend nothing's wrong while Clark gets mauled every quarter, that's not just embarrassing. To Bird, that's a fireable offense. And no, he's not subtle about it. He basically torched the league for rewarding mediocrity with free reign and slapping a target on the back of the only player keeping this whole thing relevant.